Good evening. A warm welcome to State of Business TV's Prime Time News Bulletin. You're with me, Rukshi Panditaratna. Let's take a look at the headlines first. CCC discusses anti-dumping, countervailing and safeguard measures acts. President calls for a report on quality of drinking water bottles. And today on Top Stories, the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce held a seminar in Colombo last evening to discuss prominent features of the recently passed Anti-Dumping and Countervailing Duties Act and Safeguard Measures Act, which are considered important gears for strengthening the trade-related framework in Sri Lanka.
Countervailing duty, the section 64 to 68, I think, spells out the countervailing duties. It says again, investigation has to be initiated and conducted to determine whether it's a prohibited subsidy or an actionable subsidy within the meaning of this act. Again, the injury is caused to the industry. Safeguard Measures Act number 3 of 2018. It has also certain provisions, articles, section from 1 to 42. Defines what is serious injury, the threat of serious injury, that is another concept, requirement of a written application, information required to be included in the application. This measure is considered as a safety net mostly by trade negotiators. I think that's the reason that we have a separate chapter in the recently negotiated and concluded free trade agreement with Singapore chapter, which is called the Trade Remedies chapter.
President Maithripala advised the Secretary of the Health Ministry to submit an urgent report on price and quality of drinking water bottles. The move comes after certain businessmen have been selling bottled water without adhering to the specified standard at a high price during this dry season. As of now, the drought has affected 143,235 people in 9 districts including Kurunegala, Polonnaruwa, Anuradhapura, Kandy and Mannar. During a special meeting on providing support for affected people, President Sirisena further discussed the progress of the program to supply dry rations and drinking water. The attention was drawn to the problems and progress of the Drought Fund program initiated under President's instructions for the benefit of the agricultural families affected due to drought. Global digital payment technology Visa has completed 30 years of operations in Sri Lanka since its commencement in 1988. Addressing the media during the event, which was held in Colombo last evening, Visa's regional president for Asia Pacific, Chris Clark, made the following remarks. Visa celebrated this milestone by announcing several initiatives to promote digital access and financial literacy across rural communities in collaboration with Sarvodaya Fusion. Visa will also send 30 three-wheelers across the country to promote the value of digital payments.
We've had many milestones throughout this journey. I think perhaps none is as important as the partnerships with the 29 banks that Mr. Ramachandran just mentioned and over 30,000 merchants in Sri Lanka that offer the acceptance for Visa debit, credit, commercial and prepaid cards. And during the time, our business here has introduced and pioneered many innovations in the market. We're very happy to announce more and more initiatives that are going to allow more and more Sri Lankans to accept and adopt digital payments as part of their day-to-day life. So I'm very proud today to announce that Visa is going to partner with the Sarvodaya Fusion. The Sarvodaya Fusion, as you may know, is a community-based development organisation network, and we're going to partner with them to focus to bring digital access and digital literacy and financial education to rural communities across the island.
Let's take a look at more news after this break. Welcome back. Issuing a media release, Chairman of the State Pharmaceuticals Corporation of Sri Lanka, Attorney at Law Sarath Liyanage has denied allegations of the Committee on Public Enterprises, which had stated that the SPC had imported 159 million expired and inferior quality pharmaceutical items during 2015, 2016 and 2017. According to the press release, the SPC has received refunds or replacement items from the respective suppliers for the pharmaceutical items which were identified as expired and of inferior quality during the past 3 years. The SPC also assured that no losses have been incurred to the government in this regard. The press release further stated that Australian pharmaceuticals industry data reveals that 15% of pharmaceuticals in Australia are inferior quality. In such a context, the SPC sold pharmaceuticals of Rs 6,232 million in 2017. Accordingly, the expired or inferior medicines amount for less than 1%. According to the press release, measures have been taken to introduce a software to minimize such incidents in the future and to ensure a continuous supply of medicines to patients. The Institute of Food Science and Technology, Sri Lanka, this morning hosted a seminar on food safety and healthy food, focusing on capacity development of stakeholders in the food industry for a healthy food supply to the country. Addressing the media during the event, President of the IFSTSL, Dr. Sujiva Gunaratna, briefed the steps that need to be taken to regulate the food industry.
Industry needs to take step beyond what regulations expect. First, industry needs to do what regulations expect. Industry needs to do what the regulations expect first, and then take a step beyond what the regulations expect, and add the regulatory review process. So this regulatory review process, I don't have it with me. We have a presentation lined up today. So during that presentation, it will be discussed. So what I am suggesting is that in general, all industries, big or small, large, anyone, needs to have a good regulatory review process.
Let's take a look at stocks after this break. Welcome back. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The All Share Price Index dropped 19.38 points to close at 6,455.32, and the S&P SL 20 dropped 1 points to close at 3,656.16. The turnover was 134.5 million rupees and 10.7 million shares were traded. Let's take a look at today's forex rates. Thank you for watching State of Business. See you tomorrow at 7 p.m. with Biz Roundup. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care. Good night.